Hey guys, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a family-friendly deck builder called Color My Kritters, or CMYK. Color My Kritters is a 1 to 6 player family deck building game. Kind of think of it as, I don't know, my first deck builder, where you have these critters that have lost their color. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to color them with cyan, C, magenta, M, yellow, Y, K for critter. There's no color for K. But so you're trying to do that by essentially what that boils down to is you're using your starting cards. So in this case, a little turtle guy. You're using a little turtle starting card to get different critters by a mixing bowl to help, mix the paint, a brush to brush it on, or a magic wand to help convert some colors to colors that you don't need. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. So let's just go down to the table. Check it out. All right, so here's a game of Color My Kritters, all set up for 3 players. To set up, you're going to give each player some starting cards, which are going to have their own little critter. So in this case, we have the turtle. It's going to have some critters and some colors. We're going to have, I think this is a squirrel. I'm not 100% sure. And then we're going to have, it's like a salamander, I think. All the same kind of deal. They have color swatches and a character, and they're each going to have 1 wild. Then you're going to set up the items. You're going to have all the magic wands that look something like this. They're all going to be the same. You're going to need all 3 of the colors. They're going to give you a special ability and let you draw a card. You're going to have the mixing bowls based on the number of players. So in a 3-player game, we're going to have 7 mixing bowls, and they're going to need to be acquired by spending 3 of the same color. And then we're going to have brushes. In the 3-player game, it looks like we're going to have 4 brushes, and same kind of deal. You're going to spend 5 of the color necessary here to buy the brushes. We're also going to have a market of critter cards, which are basically going to be additional cards to score points, which is that guy. We complete him by 3 yellow or magenta. Then you can take that guy. Or you can spend blue, 2 blue, and a pink to be able to take these cards to build up your deck. So what we're going to do here, this is a deck building game. We're going to be playing cards in our hand to either acquire these cards to score points, have more cards in our hand, or to get brushes and mixing bowls to make our cards more points. And I'll explain kind of how that works at the end of the game. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to play 3 cards. So I already shuffled. These are my 3 cards. So I have these 3 cards. I have a turtle, all my turtle cards. I have a yellow swatch, a magenta, and a wild. So now what I can do here is I can use these cards to buy 1 other card. I can buy any of these cards down here that I can afford, or I could buy any of the items up here that I can afford. So in this case, I have 3 magentas. So I think I'm going to actually go ahead and buy this guy because he's worth 3 points, which is pretty sweet. So when you acquire a card, just like normal deck building, you're going to take it and put it in your discard pile. And then you're going to immediately refill the market row right there. All right. Then it'll be this player's turn. Same thing. I'm going to draw 3 cards. And then we'll have these 3 to work with. So I have 1 of each color swatch. So I'm going to go ahead and take a magic wand. So I'll take the magic wand. What this is going to do when this comes out later, 1, it's going to let me draw an extra card. That's what that little icon right there is. And then 2, I can use the ability to make all of 1 other color of swatches a different color. So if I wanted to have 2 pinks and I had this out, I could change either the yellow or blue to another pink, so I could then acquire another card. So that was that. I acquired a card. I am done. Let's put the discards down here so we don't get confused. And then over here, this player's turn, same thing, draw 3 cards. And then they have these 3. So they have a wild in every color. Let's see, what do they want to do? Let's go ahead and grab this one for 2 blue, because it's always good to have more blue cards to be able to complete some more stuff. So they put that over there in the discard pile. Flip a new one. One more round, and then we'll tell you how the end game works. So I flipped my 3 more cards. So I have 2 blues and a yellow. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this one. Back up to blue. So we're all going to be going for blue right now. Then this player, 3 more cards. So they have every color and a wild. Got to refill the market. So I think what they're going to do is, they already have a wand. Let's take this 2 yellow here. They're going to take 2 yellows to start working on yellow as well. Then this player, refill the market as well. They have 1 of every color. They're going to jump into the magic wand game as well. And that is that. All right, so we're going to keep playing like this until a couple things happen. Either you have to draw a critter, and there's no more critters to draw from this pile, which that's probably not going to happen because there's a lot of critters here. Or all of the mixing bowls and all of the brushes are gone. So now let me show you how the in-game scoring works. You're going to get scoring from a couple things. So let's go back to the first player here, the one that actually took this one. So you're going to score points for all the characters, all the critters that have these numbers. So in this case, this will be worth 3 points. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put all your cards in colors. So I'll have all my blues, all my yellows, and all my pinks. So I have all my blues, all my yellows, and all my pinks. Then every one of these, every one of the mixing bowls and every one of the brushes can be assigned to a color. Each color can have 1 mixing bowl and 1 brush. So say I had 3 cards here and I had these 2 cards. I would put them with this color, and that's going to make all 3 of these cards worth 2 points. So I would have 6 points here, but no points here because I didn't have a bowl or a brush, and no points here because I had no bowl and no brush. Magic wands are not worth any points, so they're just going to help you during the game. At the end of the game, not very useful. So that's how the scoring is going to work. Again, if you're playing a whole game, you're going to have way more points than this. This is just kind of show you what's going to happen, so you can kind of understand the whole point of getting the brushes and the bowls. One more thing that I didn't show you. On your turn, if you can't buy a card, so say I was playing, this was my hand right here. I had 2 yellows and a brush, okay? So say this is my hand. I'll actually get to it so you can see it. So this is a hand that I drew. 2 yellow cards and a brush. Now if you look up here, there's nothing I can purchase from either the item column or the market row for 2 yellow. So what you're allowed to do once is you can refresh the market row by taking all 4 of the cards, putting them on the bottom. Then you'll flip 4 new ones. Then hopefully at that point, you're going to have something that you can purchase, which I do. There's a couple single yellows out here, so I can take one of those. Should this happen and I couldn't buy anything else again, then I just pass my turn. So I'm kind of forfeiting a buying round because I couldn't buy anything. But in this case, I would take this one, be done, and then that was my turn. Refill the market, all that. So that once both of these piles are gone or this is gone, you're going to finish the round. So if this player triggered the end, the second and third player will both get 1 more turn to try to get some points. So that's how you play Color My Kritters. Let's go up the top, see what they think about it. All right, well, that was Color My Kritters, CMYK. So what you saw in this game is what this game is. This is basically like an intro to deck building. So you could play it as a whole family. You could play it with a small kid, a small child. Like I could play this with my 6-year-old, and she would be able to keep up because literally you're just saying, hey, I have a Cyan. This card cost a Cyan. I can use this Cyan to pay for this Cyan card. Take it and move on. And getting the point cards, I need 3 of these 2 colors. So do I have 3 of these 2 colors? Fine, boom, there you go. Super easy. It has deck building mechanisms, so you're using your starting piddly cards to get better cards. Once you run out of cards, you have to reshuffle to keep playing those, get those new cards into your deck to get stuff happening and popping and banging. So if you've played a deck builder before, this is going to be pretty simple. But for those that have never played a deck builder and want to have a game to play with their family, this is definitely one to check out. So let's talk about the production. So first off, this is a prototype game, a prototype copy. So all I have is the cards. I don't have a box or anything. I'm not sure if the artwork is final, but I do like it. Like I showed you the turtle earlier. That little turtle is adorable. There's these little weird, like, special point critters that you're actually painting red, yellow, and blue, which is kind of interesting because you're using cyan, magenta, and yellow to paint other cards primary colors, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, the artwork is cute. It's fine. It shows what it is. This is a mixing bowl. You know, another turtle. It's cute. The magic wand. All of them look the same, but it gets the point across. I kind of like that the cards are in like a sepia color, which is kind of neat too. And I don't know if you saw the backs a lot, but they have a cute little owl on them. It's adorable. So I don't really have a ton to say on like components because it's just a card game. But the cards are nice. They shuffle well. They're pretty thick. Again, I don't know if they're final. They're not linen finish or anything, but they're nice. They didn't get beat up when I was playing, so that's fine. I like the art. The rule book is laid out pretty clearly. It's 4 pages, and literally like 1 page is just thank yous and credits and stuff. And the first page, I think, is the title page, so it's like 2 pages of rules. There's an expert variant that you can play, which again doesn't make it any more difficult. Just when you're buying these characters here, you have to pay a certain amount of both colors of cards when you're taking them. But everything's laid out clearly in the rule book. It explains what the mixing bowl does, what the brush does, what the magic wand does, all very well. So no complaints there. So I enjoy this game. Yes, it's super light. It's not probably something I'm going to play without kids. So I just want to leave that there. Like if I'm going to play deck builder, I'm going to play Clank. I want to play Tonto Quarry. I want to play Heart of Crown, ICP, all that, those games that we talk about all the time. But if I want to play a game that's not like a hobby game with my kid, my 6-year-old, this will be one that I bust out because it's actually fun to play, and I get to play a mechanism that I enjoy, which is deck building, while also playing a game that she can play along with. So I'm not going to give this a normal BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this a kid accepted seal. We don't have one of those, so I will flash the BGM accepted seal up there, but I'll put kid accepted on it because this game's amazing to play with kids. A family of 4 with a couple kids and some parents or brothers and sisters hanging out, banging it out 20 minutes. If you get bored, you can also play it solo. I didn't do that, but something you could do. So I'm not going to give it a ranking either. Just know that it's kid accepted, so that's going to be above a 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you want to assign to it, it's one of those ratings. So that was Color My Kritters, CMYK. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.